All right, hey guys, I'm Hunter with Nelson Insurance. I'm going to walk you guys through trucking insurance carriers if you're looking at getting started in trucking insurance, if you're already in trucking insurance and want to bring on some more options. So as you can see here, I got a good chunk of options here. I'm not going to go through and tell you guys every single option available. One, because there's a million. Two, obviously I don't want to give away all my trade secrets, and this is the reason that you won't find a whole lot of this stuff online anyways, because nobody wants to give away all their options. So let's just say you're just getting started up, or you've been started and you're just looking for a couple more options that are easy to get. The main ones that were handed out or are handed out like candy are Progressive, Geico, Berkshire, and CoverWell. So say Berkshire, there's like 7 or 8 Berkshire companies, but Berkshire Hathaway home state companies. So Progressive has got about 100,000 agents. They are going to take dang near anybody that probably the broadest appetite out there for trucking. The only stuff they won't do is hazmat, intermodal. I mean, for trucking, pretty much. They've got over 100,000 agents, so they're cake to get. The tough market's kind of limited a little bit, so if you can't get an appointment, you will be able to very soon. Geico will give a appointment to anybody with a pulse. They're opening up in states, so if you can't get an appointment, that is going to be the only reason, is because they're probably not your state. BHHC's in, I want to say like 40 some states, or a good chunk of states. They have got way less market share than Progressive. They already have less market share than Geico. They're really not as good as pretty much everybody else on this list for semi trucks. If you got a box truck, you got a tow truck, and on those lines, they are killer in some states. Midwest, they absolutely smoke like everybody on tow trucks, household good movers, some contractor auto, just some kind of random stuff. And then you got CoverWhale. CoverWhale used to give appointments to dang near anybody. They now make you have to have a $5 million book, so in trucking. So definitely a lot harder. You could probably get them through, I don't know, if you buy out a book, if you're doing anything along the lines, you can go get Cover Badger, their MGA. They're hardly going to shave off actually any commission. So just go get Cover Badger if you cannot get CoverWhale direct. Now, once you guys have started building up a book, you're going to have these guys. This is your long term. Now, there are probably another 10, 15 to this list. I mean, I didn't go on here and include Lancer or AmTrust or anything along those lines, just because I'm trying to keep it simple for this video and I don't want to mention everybody in the world. Long-term guys, you're going to have Great West. You have a $5 million book for sure in trucking to pretty much even get a conversation with the rep. You're going to need 3 years of trucking insurance experience. So going to build up that book to get with Great West. Acuity's really kind of weird. They're more of a regional, so I don't even know if I really put them in as long-term options. Probably be swapped out with AmTrust. But Acuity likes regional trucking companies. They are regional. So Great West and Acuity dominate the heartland. You're in the Midwest. There's a good chance you're with one of these guys. Century just likes monster stuff. Century is 100% the hardest appointment out of everybody on this list. Now don't quote me on this, but to my understanding, to get a Century appointment, you need $5 million with Great West, and then you got a AOR it over, is what I've been told. So if you guys are looking at Century, good luck. These guys, I'll kind of give you guys kind of an idea of how many agents have each. I think there's about 200. I couldn't even tell you on Acuity, like 68 or 78, 100,000. Nobody knows on Geico. They just opened up for independent agents and all sorts of stuff very recently, but a lot. Don't know. Probably a good chunk of both of them though too. And then two, if you guys are lucky enough where you guys can find some regional options to add to your playbook. Now, they're not going to be targeting trucking as heavy as these guys. These guys are heavy trucking companies. The least heavy one is Acuity, kind of why I should put them in the regional option. But if you guys have any local mutuals or anything like that, there are some that will go out there and do trucking. Like, for example, Continental Western Group. They're in 12 states. They're in the Midwest. CWG wants to write trucking. I will see them every once in a while. I'm not going to go ahead and give out everybody else, but I've got probably 3-4 regionals that'll do trucking as well. Again, I don't have remotely as close enough business these guys as I do with the regionals, but some of them are wanting to open up into trucking more. Some of them you can get an appointment easier. All sorts of different things. So here's the direct appointments, and you might be thinking like, hey, I got like 15 options. I do contractors, or 4 options, not all that much. If I have 10 years of experience in a big book already rolled up, what the heck do I do? Well, brokerage for trucking. I mean, it's a popular option. So, if you think of Amwins, CRC, RPS, you might be thinking of E&S business, non-standard, stupid expensive. But you can actually get admitted markets through these guys. Now, you're not going to get a quote back in 30 minutes or 3 minutes with Progressive like you will with with Progressive. But these guys can come in here. If you got a little bit more information, you got a little more time, you can go ahead and get some more quotes. So Amwins is going to have dang near all the admitted basic markets. Now, when I say that, a lot of these options will actually have programs where, for example, Trisura. Trisura is a big trucking carrier, and they will allow Company A, Company B, Company C to all have the pen on the product. So Trisura is going to hold the paper. They're going to be what the policy is written on. They're going to say, hey, Amwins, for example, I'm going to allow you to choose, maybe have a little bit of factoring in the rating, have a little bit of factor in the underwriting. You're going to create your own program through us. And so that's a little bit what these guys are, but these 3 are going to have almost all the basic options where they're not programs. They are the admitted markets that are looking to write trucking, but they don't want to have the distribution that Progressive and all these other guys have. So let's say you're looking for some more options. You're like, hey, I'm going to go pick Amwins because they got a lot of options here. You're going to get Northland. Northland's a big writer in trucking. They're owned by Travelers. Very picky. They can be very cheap. They'll go ahead and beat anybody on this list if need be. Again, you're not going to see them even remotely as much as these guys because it's hard to get a quote. They're not going to be as competitive all the time, but very picky, very good option. Canal kind of fits in like right here. Northland fits in right here. Canal fits in right here. Canal go out there and compete on big options and all sorts of different, or big operations and everything there, but they'll take your new ventures as long as you got 2 years CDL experience. Take some pretty risky operations, all sorts of different stuff. BSB, Berkeley Small Business Solutions, is like Northland on crack. I've never even got a quote from them, and I've been doing trucking for about 2.5 years. I probably could, but you're gonna want to send in IFTA miles if you're doing BSB. Nyco is gonna be, it's kind of tough to compare anybody to them. Nyco's probably like Berkshire, actually. They're both Berkshire Hathaway companies, suck on semi-trucks. They are extremely expensive, but you got pickup truck, box truck, all sorts of stuff. They might be a little more competitive, but they want the hairy stuff. Crum & Forster is going to be big in the tough states. I don't hardly see them at all Midwest. I've never got a quote from these guys either. IT is dang near identical to Northland. Got a pretty broad appetite in the sense of the cargo that's hauled. They want very good operations. But here's kind of the basic ones that Amwin has. They also have Nirvana. I don't know if I'm missing anybody too crazy there, but they also got Nirvana. CRC is another big one. They've got most of these options. Just scratch Canal. They do not have Canal, and I really like Canal. RPS is going to have basically the same options. It's kind of just go build a relationship with somebody. So when you're going to brokerage and you're like, hey, I'm going to submit business to these guys, you're going to need IFTAs. You're going to need loss runs. You're going to need a lot more information than that 5-minute phone call you can go quote Progressive with. So you're going to get the applications, all the underwriting information that these underwriters want to see. Go find an underwriter, send them good business that you're going to bind, and build a relationship with those guys and have lots of communication, because if they like you start placing business with them, they'll start sending out quotes pretty quick. If you're looking for anybody that's got a program, 180, Tip National, not half bad options. 180 is Clear Blue. They got Knight Specialty, both taking kind of risky stuff, but they can be dirt cheap on the risky stuff. So, there's an option there. Tip National, kind of the same exact deal. You know, both of them they're gonna have a minimum at 17,000 per truck, 20,000 per truck. I want to say there's on some of their programs, but you know, I mean, some of their options you got $20,000 minimum. So you're gonna be like, hey, I'm a Harrier operation. Hey, I've got extreme growth. I got something wicked going on. I'm in a really tough state like California, Texas, or Florida, whatever the heck the deal is. Excuse me. And then you can go bring on a million different options of brokerage if you want. Don't do that though. You're not gonna build a relationship with anybody. It's all about speed of quotes and actually getting a quote back. You'll send a quote to some of these guys and they don't like you. It might be a perfect fit for them. They're not even gonna bother quoting it and you're screwed. So make sure you're picking out good partners and sticking with those partners. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. If you're starting up, you're wanting to get things rolling, use your direct options. I'd say step 2, go pick up some regional companies. I didn't put them on here because it's so area specific on where you're gonna be going. Long term, shoot for these guys. Find some brokerage partners along the way. Go in there, double, triple your carrier options. But this is kind of what you're looking for with trucking. Yeah, I mean that's really about it. So thanks for watching.